The message. The story begins on a quiet Tuesday morning at the Deep Space Communications Center in Nevada. Dr. Alex Morgan, the lead scientist, sits at his desk reviewing routine data when the computers start beeping wildly. Something big is coming through the radio telescopes. The signal is different from anything they have ever seen. It is not random space noise or pulsar waves. This signal has patterns, math, and clear signs of intelligence. Alex calls his team together quickly. Dr. Lisa Park, the language expert, and Dr. Tom Wilson, the military liaison, rush to the control room. As they decode the message, the excitement turns to horror. The alien transmission is not a greeting of peace. It is a demand for surrender. The message is simple and direct. Humans of Earth, your planet now belongs to the hegemony. Prepare for occupation. Resistance will result in total elimination. The aliens call themselves the Vex Empire. Their message includes star maps showing dozens of worlds they have conquered. Each world follows the same pattern. First contact, demand for surrender, then either peaceful occupation or complete destruction. No civilization has ever successfully resisted them. General Robert Hayes arrives at the facility within hours. He is a tough military man who has seen many wars on Earth. But this is different. This is about the survival of the entire human race. The president is briefed immediately. Emergency meetings begin across all major nations. The alien message contains a countdown timer. Humanity has 30 Earth days to surrender unconditionally. If they refuse, the Vex fleet will arrive and turn Earth into a dead rock floating in space. The message shows images of other worlds, once green and full of life, now nothing but burned wastelands. But something strange happens as the news spreads across Earth. Instead of panic and fear, something else grows in the hearts of humans. Anger, pure burning anger. How dare these aliens threaten their home? How dare they demand surrender without even trying to talk? Dr. Morgan studies the alien technology shown in their message. The Vex have powerful ships and energy weapons far beyond human science. Their empire spans across many star systems. By all logic, humanity should surrender immediately. Fighting would be suicide. Yet as emergency sessions continue in Washington, Moscow, Beijing, and London, the same response emerges from every nation. No surrender. Not now. Not ever. Earth belongs to humans, and they will fight for it with everything they have. The world's greatest minds begin working together like never before. Scientists, engineers, and military leaders from every country pool their knowledge. If humanity is going to fight, they need weapons that can hurt the aliens. They need ships that can reach space. They need a plan that the Vex will never expect. Dr. Park makes a breakthrough in understanding the alien language. She discovers that the Vex see other species as nothing more than animals. They have conquered 47 worlds, and every single civilization either surrendered quickly or was destroyed without putting up any real fight. The Vex have never faced a species that fought back effectively. This gives General Hayes an idea. The Vex are used to easy victories. They expect fear and quick surrender. What they are not ready for is stubborn, angry humans who refuse to give up their home. The general begins developing strategies that use human unpredictability as a weapon. Meanwhile, around the world, ordinary people react to the news in extraordinary ways. Factory workers volunteer to build weapons. Farmers organize food production for a long war. Students study physics and engineering to help the war effort. Retired soldiers come out of retirement to train new fighters. The unity is unlike anything in human history. Old enemies become allies. Every nation focuses on the same goal, preparing to fight for Earth. Countries that have been at war for decades suddenly work together against the common threat. As the days pass, something becomes clear to the alien observers monitoring Earth. The humans are not acting like any species they have encountered before. Instead of preparing to surrender, they are preparing for war. The Vex command is confused. Do these primitive creatures not understand how outmatched they are? Dr. Morgan intercepts more alien communications. The Vex fleet is already on its way to Earth. Their ships are massive, filled with warriors who have conquered dozens of worlds. They carry weapons that can crack planets and shields that can stop nuclear bombs. But the intercepted messages reveal something important. The Vex are overconfident. They are sending only a small force to Earth because they expect humanity to surrender the moment their ships arrive. This arrogance might be humanity's only chance to survive. The first part ends with a global broadcast. Every human on Earth watches as their leaders deliver a unified message to the approaching alien fleet. We are humanity. This is our world. If you want it, come and take it. But know this: we will fight for every inch of our soil, for every breath of our air, and for every life you threaten. Earth is not for sale, and humans do not surrender. The war for Earth is about to begin. Preparation for war 25 days remain before the alien deadline. The world transforms into something unrecognizable as every human effort focuses on the coming war. Major cities become massive war factories. Every university becomes a research center for new weapons and defenses. Dr. Emma Foster leads a team of nuclear physicists in creating fusion bombs that can be fired from space. These are not the atomic weapons of the past. These new fusion devices can destroy entire city blocks with pinpoint accuracy. If the aliens want to occupy Earth's cities, they will have to fight for every building. Meanwhile, Captain Jake Rivers commands the hastily formed Earth Space Defense Force. Using modified rockets and space shuttles, humanity begins launching defensive platforms into orbit around Earth. These platforms carry railguns, missile batteries, and the new fusion warheads. It is primitive compared to alien technology, but humans make up for advanced science with clever engineering and sheer determination. The most important project happens in secret military bases around the world. Dr. Kevin Walsh discovers that human computer viruses can potentially disrupt alien systems. The intercepted communications show that Vex technology relies heavily on networked computer systems to coordinate their ships and weapons. A well-designed cyber attack might cripple their entire fleet. In Australia, Colonel Mary Davis oversees the construction of underground bunker cities. If the space battle fails, millions of humans will retreat underground to continue the fight. These bunkers connect through tunnel systems that span entire continents. Even if the surface of Earth is destroyed, humanity will survive and keep fighting. The most surprising development comes from civilian populations. Instead of hiding in fear, ordinary people demand to join the fight. Teachers become engineers overnight. Office workers learn to operate anti-aircraft guns. Even children help by carrying supplies and maintaining communication networks. President Carter addresses the world on day 23. He announces that every major nation has agreed to share their most secret military technology. Nuclear weapons, stealth aircraft, experimental energy systems. Everything is now available to defend Earth. The old world of competing countries no longer exists. There is only humanity standing together against extinction. But the aliens are not sitting idle either. New intercepted messages reveal that the Vex have noticed Earth's military preparations. Their commanders are puzzled by human behavior. Most species use their final days to build monuments or hold religious ceremonies before surrendering. Humans are building weapons and training for battle. Dr. Park's translation work reveals disturbing details about Vex culture. They see war as a form of entertainment. Their conquest of other worlds is broadcast across their empire for the amusement of civilian populations. Earth's resistance is making them excited rather than concerned. They expect the human fight to provide better entertainment than their usual easy victories. This revelation changes human strategy. General Hayes realizes that the Vex overconfidence is their greatest weakness. The aliens expect a primitive species to fight with primitive tactics. They are not prepared for humans who think creatively and adapt quickly to new situations. Breakthrough comes from Dr. Rachel Green's materials science team. By studying the alien transmission technology, they develop new armor that can partially deflect energy weapons. It is not perfect protection, but it gives human soldiers a fighting chance against superior alien technology. The space defense platforms are completed with just days to spare. Earth now has 57 armed satellites orbiting the planet. Each platform carries enough firepower to level a small city. More importantly, They are all connected by quantum communication systems that cannot be jammed or intercepted by alien technology. On day 28, something unexpected happens. The Vex send another message to Earth. This time, they offer new terms. If humanity agrees to surrender only their major cities and accepts alien rule over half the planet, they will be allowed to live as a worker species. The aliens seem to believe that their generous offer will be accepted immediately. The human response is broadcast within 1 hour. Every leader on Earth appears together to deliver the same answer: no. The message is simple, but the tone is clear. Humanity would rather die fighting than live as slaves. The final preparations begin. Every human who can hold a weapon receives basic military training. Supply lines are established to keep the underground bunkers functioning for years if necessary. Communication networks are hardened against electromagnetic attacks. Medical facilities prepare for massive casualties. As the deadline approaches, something remarkable happens across Earth. Instead of despair, there is determination. Instead of fear, there is anger. Humans seem to understand that they are facing impossible odds, but they are going to fight anyway because that is what humans do when their home is threatened. The alien fleet is detected at the edge of the solar system. The war for Earth is about to begin, and humanity is as ready as they can possibly be. First contact combat: the Vex fleet appears at the edge of Earth's solar system exactly on schedule. 27 massive warships, each the size of a small city, move steadily toward humanity's homeworld. Their hulls gleam with alien metal that reflects starlight in strange patterns. Energy readings from the ships confirm Dr. Morgan's worst fears. Each vessel carries enough firepower to destroy continents. Admiral Stone watches the approaching fleet from the primary space defense platform. The quantum communication system allows him to coordinate with every human defensive position simultaneously. Around him, technicians monitor screens showing the alien ship's progress. The enemy will reach Earth's orbit in 6 hours. Commander Vexter leads the alien fleet from his flagship, the Eternal Dominion. He has conquered 15 worlds personally and expects Earth to surrender the moment his ships arrive in orbit. His species has refined the art of conquest over thousands of years. Show overwhelming force, demand surrender, then either accept submission or destroy everything. Simple and effective. But as the Vex fleet approaches Earth, they encounter the first surprise. The planet is surrounded by defensive platforms bristling with weapons. Energy readings suggest these primitive devices might actually be capable of damaging Vex ships. Commander Vextar is intrigued rather than concerned. Perhaps these humans will provide more entertainment than expected. The first shots of the war come from Earth's orbital platforms. 57 railguns fire simultaneously, launching tungsten projectiles at incredible speeds toward the alien fleet. The attack catches the Vex completely off guard. Their shields deflect most of the projectiles, but 3 manage to penetrate and damage hull plating on the smaller ships. Commander Vexitar stares at his damage reports in disbelief. No primitive species has ever managed to damage a Vex ship on first contact. These humans have weapons that actually work against superior alien technology. For the first time in his career, he feels something approaching respect for an enemy species. The alien response is swift and devastating. Energy beams lance out from the Vex ships, striking the orbital platforms with incredible force. 12 platforms are destroyed immediately, their metal frameworks melting under the intense
heat.
But the remaining platforms continue firing, adapting their targeting to compensate for alien shield technology. Dr. Walsh's cyber warfare team chooses this moment to launch their computer virus attack. The malicious code, hidden inside fake surrender transmissions, penetrates the Vex communication networks. For several minutes, alien ships lose coordination as their computer systems struggle against human-designed viruses. During this brief window of confusion, Captain Rivers leads the Earth Defense Fleet in a desperate attack run. 30 modified spacecraft armed with nuclear weapons and fusion bombs accelerate toward the alien fleet at maximum speed. It is a suicide mission, but the pilots volunteer anyway because they understand what is at stake. The improvised human ships are no match for Vex technology in direct combat. Alien fighters swarm out to intercept them, destroying most of the attacking craft before they can reach their targets. But 7 ships manage to break through the alien defensive screen and detonate their nuclear payloads against Vex hull armor. The explosions light up space like new stars. For the first time in their military history, the Vex lose ships in battle against a supposedly primitive species. 2 smaller vessels are completely destroyed, while a third suffers critical damage to its main engines. The remaining human orbital platforms target the crippled ship and finish it with concentrated railgun fire. Commander Vextar realizes he has made a serious mistake. These humans are not like other species the Empire has conquered. They fight with creativity, determination, and complete disregard for their own safety. Worse, their primitive weapons are somehow effective against advanced Vex technology. The alien commander calls for reinforcements, but the nearest Vex fleet is weeks away. He has to complete the conquest of Earth with his remaining 24 ships, and the humans have already proven they can destroy Vex vessels. This is no longer a simple occupation mission. This is war. The battle continues as the alien fleet moves into Earth's atmosphere. Vex troop transports begin landing in major cities, while their warships provide orbital bombardment support. But, instead of cowering populations waiting to surrender, they find human armies ready to fight for every street and building. In New York, London, Tokyo, and Moscow, human soldiers engage alien warriors in brutal urban combat. The aliens have superior weapons and armor, but humans have the advantage of fighting on their home ground. They know every street, every building, every hiding place in their cities. The first day of combat ends with shocking results. Despite their technological superiority, the Vex have suffered heavy losses and control only small sections of the cities they attacked. Human resistance is far stronger than anything in their experience. The entertainment they expected has become a nightmare of stubborn, resourceful enemies who refuse to accept defeat. Commander Vextar sends a priority message to the Empire. Earth requires immediate reinforcement. These humans fight like nothing we have encountered. The underground war 3 weeks into the invasion, the surface war has become a stalemate. Vex forces control portions of major cities, but human resistance continues from fortified positions throughout the urban areas. Every building becomes a fortress, every street becomes a battlefield. The aliens expected quick victory, but instead they face endless fighting against an enemy that refuses to surrender. Colonel Davis's underground bunker network proves to be humanity's greatest asset. As surface positions become untenable, human forces retreat into the vast tunnel systems beneath Earth's continents. The aliens discover that conquering the surface of Earth means nothing if the humans can continue fighting from below ground. The underground cities are marvels of desperate engineering. Fusion reactors provide power for entire populations living hundreds of feet below the surface. Hydroponic farms grow food in artificial sunlight. Manufacturing facilities produce weapons and ammunition around the clock. Most importantly, quantum communication networks allow the underground resistance to coordinate attacks across the entire planet. Captain Brooks leads special forces teams in raids against alien positions. Using the tunnel networks, human soldiers can appear anywhere on the surface without warning, strike hard at Vex supply lines, then disappear back underground before the aliens can respond. These hit-and-run tactics drive the alien commanders to frustration. The psychological warfare becomes as important as the physical combat. Dr. Park's team broadcasts messages directly to Vex ships using their own communication frequencies. The UDI messages are simple but effective. This is Earth. We are still here. We are still fighting. How many more of your soldiers will die for this rock? Commander Vextar finds himself commanding a demoralized alien army. His warriors expected easy victory over primitive humans. Instead, they face an enemy that attacks from underground tunnels, disappears into ruined buildings, and never stops fighting. Vex casualties mount daily while human resistance shows no signs of weakening. The turning point comes when Dr. Foster's research team makes a breakthrough in understanding Vex shield technology. By analyzing wreckage from destroyed alien ships, they discover that the shields have a specific frequency weakness. Human scientists quickly develop new weapons that can exploit this vulnerability. The upgraded railguns and fusion bombs proved devastatingly effective against Vex defenses. Suddenly, human attacks can penetrate alien shields and armor with deadly accuracy. The technological advantage that the Vex relied upon begins to disappear as human engineering adapts to alien science. But the aliens adapt as well. Vex engineers study human tactics and develop counter-strategies. They begin using orbital bombardment to collapse tunnel entrances and trap human forces underground. They deploy sensor networks to detect human movement before attacks can be launched. The war becomes a deadly game of move and counter-move. Dr. Morgan's team intercepts communications revealing that Vex reinforcements are finally approaching Earth. A second alien fleet, larger than the first, will arrive within days. This fleet carries planet-killing weapons designed to crack Earth's crust and destroy all life on the surface. If humanity cannot defeat the current invasion force, the reinforcements will end the war permanently. General Hayes realizes that humanity's time is running out. The underground resistance has proven it can survive and fight indefinitely, but the approaching alien fleet will make survival impossible. Earth needs a decisive victory against the current Vex forces, and it needs that victory soon. The plan that emerges is typically human in its audacity and desperation. Instead of continuing defensive operations, humanity will launch a coordinated offensive against every Vex position simultaneously. Every underground bunker will send its forces to the surface. Every remaining orbital platform will fire at maximum rate. Every human weapon will be used in one massive attack designed to drive the aliens off Earth completely. The risks are enormous. If the attack fails, humanity will have exhausted its forces and left the underground cities defenseless. But if the attack succeeds, it might convince the approaching reinforcements that Earth is too dangerous to conquer. Sometimes the only way to survive is to bet everything on a single desperate gamble. Across the planet, human forces prepare for what might be their final battle. In the tunnels beneath New York, soldiers check their weapons and prepare to fight for their city. In London's underground command centers, engineers prime the fusion bombs for detonation in alien-occupied areas. In Moscow's bunker factories, the last batch of upgraded railgun ammunition rolls off the production lines. The message goes out through quantum communication networks to every human resistance cell on Earth. Tomorrow we take back our world. Tomorrow we show these aliens what happens when they threaten humanity's home. Tomorrow we fight not just for survival, but for victory. The final battle for Earth is about to begin, and humanity is ready to risk everything for one chance at freedom, victory, and consequences. The final battle begins at dawn, across every time zone on Earth. As the sun rises over each continent, human forces emerge from their underground strongholds in coordinated attacks against every Vex position simultaneously. The aliens, who have grown accustomed to fighting small resistance groups, suddenly face the full might of humanity's surviving military forces. In New York, 10,000 human soldiers pour out of subway tunnels and storm the alien command center in Times Square. The upgraded fusion weapons tear through Vex shields like paper, while railguns firing from hidden positions shred alien armor. The fighting is fierce and brutal, but the humans have the advantage of overwhelming numbers and desperate determination. Captain Brooks leads his Special Forces team in a critical mission against the Vex flagship orbiting above North America. Using captured alien technology reverse-engineered by Dr. Foster's team, they infiltrate the massive ship through its docking bay. Their objective is simple, but nearly impossible. Plant fusion bombs in the ship's main reactor and escape before detonation. The mission becomes a running battle through alien corridors as Vex warriors attempt to stop the human infiltrators. Brooks's team fights their way deeper into the ship, leaving a trail of alien bodies behind them. When they reach the reactor chamber, Brooks makes the hardest decision of his life. He stays behind to ensure the bombs detonate while ordering his surviving team members to escape. The explosion of the Vex flagship marks the turning point of the battle. As their command ship disintegrates in Earth's orbit, alien forces on the surface lose coordination and begin falling back to their remaining vessels. But humanity is not content to let them retreat. Human forces press their attack, determined to drive every alien invader away from Earth permanently. Commander Vextar watches his invasion force crumble from the bridge of his remaining command ship. In less than 6 hours, the humans have destroyed half of his fleet and recaptured most of their major cities. The species he dismissed as primitive has handed him the most devastating defeat in Vex military history. As alien ships begin retreating, from Earth's orbit, Dr. Walsh springs his final trap. The computer viruses his team developed have been quietly spreading through Vex networks for weeks. Now, as the alien fleet attempts to coordinate their withdrawal, the viruses activate simultaneously. Ship navigation systems fail, weapons targeting goes offline, and communication between vessels becomes impossible. 3 more Vex ships are destroyed as they collide with each other while trying to escape Earth's gravity well. The remaining vessels barely manage to achieve stable orbit, their crews struggling to regain control of their compromised systems. The mighty Vex fleet has been reduced to a handful of crippled ships desperately trying to flee the system, but humanity's victory comes at enormous cost. Major cities lie in ruins from the fighting. Millions of humans have died defending their world. The orbital defense platforms are completely destroyed, and most of Earth's military forces have been wiped out in the final battle. The planet is free, but it will take generations to rebuild what was lost. The approaching Vex reinforcement fleet receives Commander Vextar's final transmission. Do not approach Earth. The humans are different. They fight with a savagery and determination we have never encountered. They would rather die than surrender, and they have weapons that can destroy our ships. Recommend avoiding this system permanently. The reinforcement fleet commander studies the tactical reports from Earth in disbelief. A primitive species has defeated a full Vex invasion force using inferior technology and pure determination. The implications are staggering. If humans can do this to the Vex, what does that mean for the Empire's other conquered worlds? Within months, the news of humanity's victory spreads across the galaxy. Species that have lived under Vex rule for centuries begin to whisper about the impossible thing that happened at Earth. A planet fought back and won. If humans could do it, maybe others could resist as well. Dr. Park intercepts communications showing that rebellions are breaking out across the Vex Empire. The aliens' reputation for invincibility has been shattered by humanity's stubborn refusal to surrender. Worlds that accepted conquest without fighting are now rising up against their occupiers, inspired by Earth's example. The story ends 5 years later with Earth slowly rebuilding under a unified world government. The underground cities have expanded into permanent settlements, connected by the tunnel networks that saved humanity during the invasion. New orbital platforms built with hybrid human-alien technology guard against future threats. General Hayes, now elderly but still sharp, gives a speech at the memorial for those lost in the war. We proved something important here. We proved that freedom is worth any price, that home is worth any sacrifice, and that humanity will never bow to those who would make us slaves. Let the galaxy remember, Earth is not for conquest. Humans do not surrender. In the depths of space, alien civilizations take note. Humanity has announced itself to the galaxy not as a species seeking peace, but as warriors who will fight to the death for their independence. Earth becomes known throughout the stars by a simple but ominous designation: the world that fought back. The age of human isolation is over. The age of humanity as a galactic power has begun.